Goodall back for Valley High School, where the starting lineup are about to be introduced between the Beat Diggers and the Valley Vikings, and we'll get to that momentarily. And let's see, the boys' game should be getting underway about 7 o'clock, so we won't have a final of the boys' game. This game will actually start first, so we are in reverse roles as compared to last Friday when the boys' game was underway. All right, for the Beat Diggers, they go with Shelby Wooliver, Bailey Craich, Melissa Wayner, Alex White, and Kristen Berg. Hey, look at that brush lineup. There's never an excuse for them to be out-rebounded. They have some size, they have some agility, they have athleticism, they have length.
That they do.
Now, for Valley. One of the fast players that Jen was talking about, the 5'6" senior, Courtney Chacon, along with Kayla Crespin, a sophomore at 5'7". In fact, they've only got 2 seniors on this team, including Haley Hudson, who's also a starter at 5'5". Along with Corey Oppet. I believe her mother's the volleyball coach, Renee Oppet, whose team has won multiple volleyball championships. And Emily Dellenbach, probably the younger sister of Jeff Dellenbach, the 6'6" phenom, who tore up Rush for a few years. You remember that
I do.
State quarterfinal where he pretty much drove by C.J. Kukas and had that huge dunk as Valley defeated Brush in that state quarterfinal. Opening tip tonight is brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance with 2 locations in Fort Morgan and Brush. With your home, car, health, or life insurance questions or needs, it's Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance. It'll be Kristen Berg jumping center with Emily Dellenbach. Justin Kravick, the head coach of the Vikings, in their home whites, and the Beat Diggers coached by Tom George in their road maroons. The winner of this game goes to 3-0 in league play. John Beltran, Chen Goodall back from Valley High School in Gilchrist. Sorry, we lost you for a while. We had a little bit of an issue here with our. Nonetheless, the Beat Diggers have the 4-2 lead, 3:29 to go in the opening quarter. Emily Dellenbach has a field goal for Valley. The Beat Diggers have 4 points from Kristen Berg. 6 Beat Digger rebounds, but out-rebounding Valley thus far 6-4. The Beat Diggers with 4 turnovers and Valley with 2. And so far, Jen, I don't know if it's what we expected. Was a competitive the first 4 minutes and 31 seconds, but I'll use your term, choppy at this point offensively.
It has been very choppy, and the thing that just happened right now that Tom George called timeout for was they were trapped, a little half-court, so they had a very good trap, Valley did, on Brush. So that was a good timeout, get them out of that rhythm, try and find your own.
And White walked with the basketball. That's turnover number 5. Still, it's not a good ratio. I mean, I hate to say it, 5 turnovers and 4 points. I don't care if you have a 2-point lead. Yeah, the defense can make up for that.
They're hurrying. They're not playing quick. They're hurrying, so they're panicking a little bit.
Crespin with a basketball on the outside left, picked up by Wooliver, kicks it back out towards Chacon. She dribbles by a defender, now backs it up. Cross-court pass to Hudson. 4-2 Brush, approaching the 3-minute mark of the opening quarter. And you're just waiting for one of these teams to break out offensively because none of them are in rhythm at this point. At the top, Chacon with a basketball on the outside left to Hudson, holding the ball up high. Hudson left of the lane. Here's a 15-footer. That's a brick. Emma Mortensen has the rebound for Brush. It was missed by Bridget Hunt on the outlets of Mariah Brown into the game. Still 4-2, 2:40 to go first quarter, with the Beat Diggers in a lead from Gilchrist. With the basketball at the top is Wooliver. Now to Berg, 15-footer, and she traveled prior to that. She shuffled the feet. And the thing about these turnovers, Jen, we've seen traveling turnovers in this game without any pressure being applied by the opposition.
Well, and a lot of times when there is pressure, you know what to expect. When there isn't, you're trying to think too much. When you're thinking basketball, you're not going to do well.
Right, you're not reactionary.
Right.
Hudson with the basketball on the outside left to Crespin. Guarded by Wooliver. Back out to Hudson. Into the lane to Bridget Hunt. Her shot is blocked by Emma Mortensen, but a foul. And that's a foul 14 feet away from the basket And Mortensen blocked it, but the foul was on Shelby Wolliver.
Well, and Brush is in a 2-3 zone, and Valley is trying to counter that by having 3 on the outside, and they're running a little high-low with their post players, meaning when they shift across, one goes high, one goes low, and then the wings are just filtering through. They're cutting through the bottom in the short corner and then popping back out to the perimeter.
First free throw is an air ball. Second free throw's around and no good. But the rebound and the putback blocked out of there. Corey Offet got it blocked and comes away to Emma Mortensen. Here come the Beatniggers. Whaler with the basketball. Back out to Wolliver. 2 minutes to go. Here in the opening quarter, in the right corner, Berg penetrates right baseline. Cross-court pass, Wolliver. 15-footer, yes, for Shelby Wolliver on the left baseline. And the Lady Diggers lead 6-2 with 1:51 to go in the first. And the ball goes through the hands of Crespin out of bounds. And Valley commits their third turnover. The Beatniggers have 6 in the game. And here comes Lane Pockle into the game. Bailey Craich supplants Kristen Berg. White to throw it in. Lobs it towards Whalert. Back out to Wolliver. Wolliver into the front court, crossover dribble. Wolliver back out to Whalert. On the outside right to White. White looking for the pick from Craich. Overhead pass taken near the top by Wolliver. Over to Whalert, guarded by Chacon, and the high right to Craich, behind the three-point line. Jump pass to White, dribbles left of the lane, spins, backs it out to Whalert. Wide open three is short, and the ball is loose on the floor, and it's picked up by White. The Beatniggers reset with the basketball. On the outside right is Wolliver with 1:19 to go. Wolliver looking, spinning, over to Craich. Craich jump pass in the right corner for White. White with the basketball, kicks it back out to Whalert. Whalert with the Beatniggers up 6-2 in the opening quarter. Is trapped over there, looking, still looking. Bounce pass in the right corner to Mortensen. Pulls up from 10, and that's off the front of the rim. Rebound and putback missed by Wolliver, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. It is off of Valley. Well, Brush is hitting the board hard, Jen. I mean, they have grabbed 10 rebounds to Valley's 5 so far.
Well, they have a little bit of a height advantage, so they need to stay with that.
Wolliver's pass is kicked out of bounds by Bridget Hutton. Beatniggers retain possession with a 6-2 lead. There's the pass into Mortensen. She traveled. Boy, these traveling violations are a killer. There was some pressure there, but you got to either put it up, pass, or dribble before you walk, before you move the feet, obviously. 6-2. Here comes Haley Hudson the other way for Valley with the basketball. Back out to Chacon. Check that. That was Offet. Here's Hudson to Offet. Offet on the high left in the corner for Chacon. Looking to her right, feet back out to Offet. Cross court to Hutton. 33 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Brush 6, Valley 2. Hudson with the basketball. Double team in the left corner. Pass tipped out of bounds by White and headed for Chacon. And Valley retains possession.
Well, Valley has made a little bit of an adjustment. Instead of bringing all 3 to the top of the perimeter, they're just trying to keep one running the baseline and make it a little short corner, make it harder for our defense.
Abby Wehrman comes into the game. Long pass. Over to Offet, near midcourt. At the top with 21 seconds remaining. On the high right, taken over there by Wehrman. Wehrman looking, kicks it back out of the top to Offet against Wolliver. Dribbling to her left. Wolliver sacks off. The entry pass is taken in the lane by Pockle. She kicks it back out to Offet. Pulls up from 12, and that's off to the right. And the ball is tipped around into the hands of Melissa Whiter with 3, and then she's stripped from behind. Ball is loose in by Morton. She hooks it up and misses. Check that was Wolliver, and that is the end of the opening quarter with a score. Brush 6, Valley 2 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Lady Beatniggers lead the Valley Vikings 6-2 as we go to the second quarter. John Beltran and Jen Goodall from Valley High School in Gilcrest. Offet with the basketball in the right corner to Wehrman. Wehrman to her left, back out to Offet towards the top of the three-point circle. Bounce pass in the lane. Over there to Pockle, back out to Offet. Here on the left wing is Chacon. There with White, Berg, Craich, Whalert, and Wolliver. Pass towards the top. Here is Offet, left of the free throw line. Looking, still looking. Jump pass is tipped away by White, intercepted by Wolliver. That's turnover number 4 for Valley. Wolliver in the backcourt with the basketball across the timeline. Here is White, right baseline to Berg. Wide open 12-footer. In, out. Oh, that was halfway down. And the rebound is controlled by Courtney Chacon, her third. On the outlet to Offet. We played 50 seconds here in the second. Brush in the lead, 6-2. Offet on the outside right. The basketball is Wehrman, and here's a 15-footer, an air ball that had been partially blocked but taken away by Hudson, and now that one is rebounded over there by Chacon, and resetting is Valley. Offet motioning towards Wehrman, feeds her on the high right against Waylor. Bounce pass went through everybody out of bounds and headed over there by Courtney Chacon and Valley with their 5th turnover. I got to tell you, John, we played 9 minutes of basketball, and this is not a pretty game offensively.
It isn't, and the girls are doing a much better job that rotation of talking on that little low cutter underneath on the baseline, because that's going to be tough for them to guard in that 2-3 zone.
Waylor to the backcourt, nearly carried the basketball. Fans wanted the call there. Here is Wooliver crossing the timeline. On the outside left, Wooliver with the basketball, spinning, bounce pass to Craich. Craich in the lane, jumps, shoots, and misses, and the rebound is controlled by Haley Hudson. Had a good look there from about 7 feet away. The long pass into the lane to Pockel. She hooks, and she misses short. Melissa Waylor with a rebound for the Tigers. Waylor brought line with 6:20 to go in the second quarter. Brush 6, Valley 2. White into the lane. 14-footer is off to the left, and the ball is loose. It's still to the corner, and Kristen Berg has her rebound for Brush on the outlet to Waylor. Waylor jump pass to White near the top. White looking on the outside right, can still dribble, does to her left. White against Chacon, spinning, maintains the dribble at the top for Wooliver. Wooliver to her right, gets a pick from Craich on the right baseline, picks up her dribble, bounce pass to Craich, into the lane. She pulls up from 10, yes, for Bailey Craich straight away. She scores for the first time. The Beatniggers in the lead 8-2 with 5:45 to go before the break. Here comes Hudson. A critical game in the Patriot League. The winner goes to 3-0. On the outside left is Wehrman. Near the top to Hudson. Hudson left of the lane. Bounce pass inside. Nope, she tried to throw it down a foul. She went up for the shot. She was motioning towards the pass, but anyway, the Beatniggers committed the foul, and that's going to be the second on Kristen Berg. And Haley Hudson will go to the line in Valley. From the line so far is 0 out of 4, so they got to start hitting their free throws here. First free throw is up and in. B&B Appliance at 502 Ensign at Fort Morgan can help you save water, energy, and the environment without sacrificing quality and performance. Change for the better with B&B Appliance. And whether you're in the market to purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, Ehrlich Toyota East at 1209 Main Street in Fort Morgan will fit you professionally into the car truck of your choice. Ehrlich Toyota East serving all of Northeast Colorado. Second free throw is missed. Somehow Bridget Hutt gets the rebound. Poor job of blocking up by the Beatniggers. Raymond with the basketball. Brush to lead 8-3. 5:19 to go second quarter. Over to Preston. Left corner Wehrman. 15-footer well short. And the ball is loose on the floor. And it's picked up by Hudson. Hudson's 14-footer straight away. And right now is Jen Goodall. The Lady Vikings are starting to get those 50-50 balls. Wooliver trapped in the backcourt. Pass to Waylor. And Waylor definitely looked like did she crossover dribble or double dribble? They got to call a timeout here, and instead it's stolen. And now the shot is up and in off the field from Bridget Hutton. Beatniggers with their 8th turnover. Massive press being applied by Valley. Wooliver jump pass to Blake. Into the front court here is Kristen Berg with the basketball. Right baseline to Craich. Into the lane. All the way. Scoops it up and off the glass. Nice job of beating the press. That went from Blake to Berg. Over to Bailey Craich. Brush 10, Valley 7. 4:25 to go in the second quarter from Gilchrist. On the outside left, Crespin with the basketball. Back near the top to Haley Hutton. The Beatniggers sag on defense here. Hutton retreats towards the timeline. Hudson with 3 points in this quarter, dribbling right to the lane, in the lane, bounce pass to Dunlop. Sampson misses the easy shot, and the ball is out of bounds. That is off of Brush, and there's no doubt, Jen, the Beatniggers fell asleep on defense there.
Well, and they changed the play. It was just a little quick hitter. They cleared him out, overloaded the inside. She made a little dribble, made the defense buck up to him, and then Dunlop just slid in there.
In the left corner, Crespin with the basketball. The outside right now to Hutton. Emma Mortensen in for Kristen Berg. Over to Abby Wehrman behind the three-point line. Dribbles to her left, gets a pick from Bridget Hutton. Bounce pass inside, tipped away, and it's intercepted by Melissa Waylor. Waylor jump pass over to Wooliver. On the left wing, little 7-footers around it, no good. And the ball is rebounded by Bailey Craich. Beatniggers reset the entry pass to Mortensen, and she's tied up. And looks like that'll stay with the Beatniggers. Corey Offet back into the game for Abby Wehrman. With the Beatniggers in the lead, 10-7 with 3:40 to go before the break. And Wooliver to throw it in. Looking, lobs it near the top to Blake at the free throw line. Blake dribbles, back out to Wooliver. Wolliver against Hudson. Dribbles right baseline, and that pass went off of Mortensen out of bounds, and it's going to be a Valley possession with the Beatniggers turning it over for the 9th time, and that was a good pass. Mortensen's going to handle that first and then get into the rhythm of the offense with 3.5 to go. And the clock is now moving. There you go. Now they got it started. With a basketball, left baseline, underneath the basket, scooping it up and missing is Crespin. The ball is loose, and Crespin has it in the right corner, chasing down her own shot off the miss. Here is Offit with the basketball, now to Haley Hutton. Hutton at the top of the three-point circle. Guarded over there by Wolliver, who sags a bit. Over to Bridget Hutton on the high right. Here is Crespin against Melissa Wader, dribbling towards the top of the three-point circle. Left of the lane, into the lane, back out to Dellenbach. Here's Hutton. Hutton retreats towards the timeline. Under 3 minutes to go, second quarter. Brush 10, Valley 7. John Beltran with Jen Goodall in Gilchrist. Hutton right of the lane, back out to Dellenbach. The other corner to Crespin. Picked up by Wader, gets a pick, dribbles to her left, pulls up from 15, and that's good. Michaela Crespin. The press being applied. Wolliver breaks it. The Beatniggers have a 3-on-3. Crespin left of the lane, back out to Wader, to the outside right to Blake. Wide open three is up, and that's off the back of the rim, and the rebound is controlled by Offit. Fouled in the backcourt by Casey Blake. So Blake commits her first foul.
Casey Blake. That was Casey's first personal foul.
And 14 fouls against the Beatniggers. Valley has not committed a foul. That's why this first half has gone by very quickly. With 2.5 to go, and the Beatniggers lead 10-9. Hutton for Valley into the front court, picked up by Wolliver on the outside right to Bridget Hutton. Dribbles to her left, at the top, left of the lane, kicks it back out. Now with the basketball is Hutton once again. Gets a pick from Bridget Hutton. Haley Hutton at the free throw line. Against Wolliver to Dellenbach. Now on the outside right to Crespin. Behind the three-point line, approaching the 2-minute mark. Tipped away by Wader. Taken by Offit. On the outside right to Haley Hutton. We are at the 2-minute mark of the opening half. The Beatniggers maintain a 10-9 lead. On the outside left, Dellenbach with a basketball. Dribbles to her right, gets a pick from Hutton. Back out to Offit. Valley being very patient on offense. Now to Crespin, down low, wide open. Haley Hutton. Her shot is blocked, fouled by Alex White. Nice defensive adjustment by White catching up, because that could have been an easy layup. And Bridget Hutton is out. And Courtney Chacon is back into the game for Valley. And to throw it in will be Haley Hutton. For all of your auto supply needs, stop by Central Auto Parts, West Platte Avenue in Fort Morgan. Near the timeline, Offit, jump pass on the outside left, Crespin, three in the air, good. And first game, Valley. They lead 12-10, a minute 33 to go in the opening half. Wader to the outside left against Hutton, left to the lane, left baseline, little 7-footer, and the game is tied as Melissa Wader scores their first points of the contest. Brush 12, Valley 12, with a minute 21 to go in the first half. Hutton for Valley, back out to Offit. On the outside left to Crespin, who's 5 points in this quarter. Dribbling to her right against Wolliver, gets a pick from Haley Hutton. On the outside right, Chacon in the corner. Now here's Offit. Gets a pick from Chacon into the lane. She's trapped over there. Bounce pass, and the shot is blocked. Chacon puts it up again, and she misses. And coming away with a rebound is Bailey Craich. Beatniggers want to run. Still in the backboard is Alex White. She'll have to slow it down with 56 seconds to go. On the outside left to Wader. Near the top, through the hands of Wolliver, out of bounds. And that's a careless turnover. The Beatniggers have turned it over 10 times. And Valley has possession with 51.3 seconds remaining here in the opening half. Deadlocked at 12. And to throw it in will be Offit. Over to Haley Hutton. Let's see how much time Valley takes on this possession. They've been very, very patient. On the outside right, Chacon with the basketball. At the top for Crespin, guarded by Wolliver. On the high left now for Haley Hutton. Hutton to her right, left of the lane, in the lane, bounce pass down low, and a shot and a miss, but a foul. Nice job there by Renee. Check that. Offit. Alex White commits the foul, and Corey Offit to the line. She's yet to score. Valley has struggled from the line so far, only 1 out of 6, and that free throw's up and perfect. Second free throw coming for Offit. Valley's in the lead, 13-12, with 32.9 seconds to go before the break. Second free throw is up, and that's pretty. Valley 14, Brush 12. Press being applied. White in the backcourt, looking underneath the basket over to Wader. Beatniggers got to pass this ball into the front court towards White, and it's out of bounds off her hands. White thought it might have been deflected by Offit. Instead, the Beatniggers now turn it over for the 11th time. Valley has 6 turnovers. with 26.2 seconds remaining. Offense to throw it in the backcourt to Haley Hutton. Hudson for Valley, met by Wolliver on the outside left. Is Crespin near the top now to Chacon. Chacon looking to Hudson. Jump pass down low for Offit in the lane she traveled. Turnover number 7 for Valley. Beat Digger basketball with 14.2 seconds to go. And you really got to break this press right now. A lot of congestion underneath the basket. White looking. Wide open over there is Wolliver. Bounce pass to White. Still in the backcourt. Baseball pass to Waiter. Across the timeline. Waiter with 8 seconds to go. To Mortensen in the lane, and she is fouled by Corey. Valley thought it was off ball with 6.2 seconds to go in the opening half. And Emma Mortensen to the line to shoot 2. Offet commits her first foul. It's the first foul called on Valley here in the opening half, and the free throws up and in by Emma Mortensen. These are the first free throws taken by the Beat Diggers in the game. Second free throw coming up for Emma Mortensen. Bends, shoots, and misses back rim, and the rebound is controlled by Chacon. One final possession at half court is Hutton with 1 from 45 feet. That's off the top of the backboard, and that's the end of the opening half. A good game here in Gilchrist with the score. Valley 14, Brush 13 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. We head to the third quarter. Valley 14, Brush 13 for the Beat Diggers. Melissa Waiter, Alex White, Bailey Craich, Kristen Berg, and Shelby Wolliver. And for the Vikings, we will have the basketball first, I believe. They will have Emily Dellenbach, Courtney Chacon, Corey Offet, Haley Hudson, and Michaela Crespin. Offet to throw it in. Every point has been very precious in this game. It was only 6-2 after the opening quarter. Beat Diggers had a chance to really separate themselves, but the Vikings couldn't do it. And now it's just a one-point game in favor of Valley. Hudson, bounce pass to the outside left, wide open. Crespin, 3 is good. I don't know why they left her wide open. That's the second one she did in the game. That was a defensive error, and there's a foul in the backcourt. A foul committed by Haley Hudson. Jen, quite frankly, I did not understand what was happening there defensively. They just let her shoot it, and she was open the time before and made that 3. I know it's a 3, but in this game, every point is huge.
You're correct, and I'm not sure what they were doing.
And White just stepped her foot into the backcourt after crossing midcourt. Well, that's another brutal mistake. Now Valley basketball. The Beat Diggers not off to a good start here in the third quarter, now trailing by 4. Hudson for Valley at the top against Wolliver. On the outside left to Crespin. Now White is right there. Now to Dellenbach, right in the lane, bounce pass down low and banked up and in by Corey Offet. Here's Wolliver in the backcourt, lost the basketball, loose on the floor. Alex White tries to pick it up, it's off her hand out of bounds. 13 turnovers for Brush, and now the Beat Diggers are falling apart. Down 19-13, just 44 seconds into the third quarter. In the left corner, Chacon with the basketball, back out to Crespin. Left corner, Hudson, wide open 3, yes. Haley Hudson, the Beat Diggers need a timeout. Don George will take it. They have scored 8 points in the first 52 seconds of the third. Valley 22, Brush 13 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. Beat Digger basketball in the front court, and they commit a turnover as the ball was loose on the floor, and it went bounce off of Kristen Berg. 3 turnovers in the third for Brush. 14 of the game. They're down 22-13 to Valley. This game quickly getting out of hand as far as the Beat Diggers are concerned. With the basketball is Crespin at the top of the free throw in the lane. 10-foot runner is off to the right, but the rebound is controlled by Haley Hudson, her third board, and she will dribble it towards the top of the three-point circle. Hudson on the outside right to Chacon. Dribbling to her left in the lane, all the way, pulls up off the glass, no good. And Shelby Wolliver with a Beat Digger rebound, her second on the jump pass to Waitert. Waitert, long pass, right baseline to Craich, back out to White. White with the basketball, holding the ball up high. White dribbling to her left, back out to Waitert. Waitert right of the lane towards the baseline. Waitert is trapped over there. Over to Craich. Craich at the free throw line for Berg. Left baseline, White, little 6-footer. It's going for Alex White. It's a huge bucket for the Beat Diggers because it was starting to really get out of control here. But now the Beat Diggers are down by 7, 22-15 with 5:53 to go in the third quarter. Hudson for Valley, back out to Offet. On the outside left to Crespin, guarded by White. Gets the pick from Hutton at the top of the key, wide open, but doesn't take the three. Over to Chacon, back out to Offet. Offet looking down low, dribbles to her left, into the lane, back out to Dellenbach. On the outside left to Chacon. Chacon into the lane, bounce back, Hutton. Hudson at the free throw line, looks, bounce pass back out to Crespin. 5:26 to go, third quarter. Valley 22, Brush 15. Dellenbach towards the top of the key, lost the basketball, loose to the floor, but it's picked up by Chacon. Beat Diggers had a chance, but could not control the basketball. Hudson resets for Valley. Hudson on the outside right to Crespin against White. Gets a pick from Chacon, dribbles to her left, into the lane, back out to Hutton. And Valley being very patient offensively here.
It looks like they're just running a motion, whatever they can get a pick on, and we're not coming high on the screen. We're going low, so they're able to pin us with a roll.
Well, this possession has lasted about a minute now. Hutton back out to offense on the outside, left to Crespin, guarded by White. Dribbles to her right, at the free throw line, into the lane, cut off by Craich. Forces a pass, but it's caught by offense in the corner. Bounce pass over to Crespin, back out to Chacon. In the lane for Hutton all the way. Misses the shot. Rebound and putback is up and in by Offet. Offet now with 6. It's a 9-point game once again in favor of Valley, 23-15. And here's a shot by Wolliver. That is partially blocked and taken away by Offet. With the basketball all the way. The shot is up and in on the left baseline by Michaela Crespin, and she's fouled. And to the line is Crespin. Kristen Berg commits her third foul. Yeah, that scoring is wrong up there. They've got 25-15. It should be 26-15. And the free throw is no good. Haley Craich grabs the rebound for the Beat Diggers, off the miss by Crespin. Here comes White the other way with the basketball. The Beat Diggers are getting a break here on the left baseline. Berg with the basketball. Shot is up, in and out. And the rebound is controlled over there by Haley Hudson. And now they got it right, 26-15. Hudson at the free throw line. Dribbles into the lane, but she turned it over. Karen violation. Valley only with her 8th turnover. The Beat Diggers have 14. Rush basketball down by 11 with 3:55 to go, third quarter. Here is Wolliver on the outside right to White. White in the lane to Craich, and Craich is stripped by Haley Hutton. Here comes Craich ahead of the field. Check that, that's Hutton. She missed the shot, and Craich does grab the rebound. Craich with her fourth board, that is. And here is Waylard, shoots and scores off the pass from Kusenberg. Waylard to the left baseline. She's got 4. Beat Diggers down 26-17, 3:27 to go, third quarter. Hudson back out to Offit on the outside left to Crespin, guarded by White. Dribbles to her left, spinning on White, towards the top of the key, at the free throw line, kicks it back out to Dellenbach. Cross court to Chacon on the outside right to Offet. Offet gets a pick, dribbles into the lane, backs it out to Dellenbach. On that left base side for Chacon, back to her right, spinning on Wader, left to the lane, pulls up, shoots, and misses. Off to the left, however, the rebound to Dellenbach, and then she's tied up. And Emma Bortenson checks into the game. Possession arrow goes to Brush. Stop, shop, and save with all of your grocery needs and snacks for game time enjoyment. Brush grocery card at 1302 West Edison Street in Brush. And Brush's local Napa and Hardware Hanks and Small Engine Repair Shop is Hometown Auto and Hardware. Stop by and let them help you. 1305 Edison Street. Very close to the Brush grocery card. Here's Wolliver, a 2-on-2 in the right corner for Bortenson. Back out to White. Beat Diggers can make this a 7-point game or 6 with a 3. White with the basketball, 2:47 to go, third quarter. Entry pass to Wolliver. She's fouled as she put up a shot. And Wolliver to the line. She will shoot 2. And the Beat Diggers have got to convert at the line. Offet with her second foul. Valley's committed just 3 the entire game.
Well, in that time they did a good job. Haley Craich, I saw, she slid in. She was a little bit late. She got knocked down at the other end in the backcourt, but she came down, she posted up, she made that little seam available for Wolliver to get through.
And the free throw is in by Shelby Wolliver. Brush boys leading at halftime at home against Valley, 26-15. Here it's 26-18. Valley's second free throw is short, and the rebound on one hop to Corey Offet, her 6th, on the outlet to Hutton. 2:41 to go, third quarter. Valley 26, Brush 18. With the basketball is Offet on the outside left to Crespin. Dribbles to her left towards the baseline, cut off by White. Baseball pass cross court to Chacon. Now to Hudson just beyond the timeline. Hudson with 2:25 to go, and Valley has displayed a lot of composure on offense. They're not rushing things whatsoever. Chacon dribbles to her left in the lane. She's going to be cut off back out. The Bridget Hutton three is going to be no good and short. But the rebound to Offet. She's getting beat on the boards. Offet with her 7th rebound. Here is Courtney Chacon. She banks and scores on the right baseline off that pass from Haley Hutton. It's a 3-on-2. Williver to White with Morrison open. White shot is good. A little 15-footer for Alex White on the right wing. Valley 28, Brush 20, but you can't trade basket for basket. Out by 8 with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Hutton with the basketball. Bounce pass over to Offet on the outside left to Crespin. Dribbles to her right towards the top spin, and that is going to be a foul on Alex White. Check that. No, offensive foul.
Yes.
On Haley Hutton. That's what I thought initially, but everybody was saying in the...
Well, and Alex did a great job. She did exactly what she was supposed to on that. It's called hedging the guard. So what you do is you squeeze up, make them go on the outside a little bit further away from the screen, make that screener have an offensive foul.
Well, the can now make this. That's a turnover for Valley, their 9th. Wolliver across the timeline. Bounce pass to White. White behind the three-point line against Offet. At the top for Morrison. Morrison looking down low. Swings it right side to Wailert. 15-footer. Good from Alyssa Wailert. And the beat within 6. It's 28-22. 19 to go, third quarter. Hutton with the basketball. At the top against Wolliver. Dribbling to her right. Picks up the dribble back out to Offet. On the outside left to Crespin. Who's had a nice third quarter. Gets the pick from Haley Hutton. At the free throw line. Bounce pass to Offet. Pulls up. And her shot is off the back of the rim. Put back is up and no good by Bridget Hutton. That is controlled by Wolliver. Here comes the beat. There's a long pass for Craich along the left baseline. Back out. And it's saved in beautifully. George Wailert saved it by Haley Hutton. Beatniggers turn it over again. Boy, a nice play by Haley Hutton. That was outstanding defense by the Valley Vikings senior. Hutton with the basketball. 43 seconds to go. On the outside left to Crespin. Crespin left baseline underneath the basket. Puts it up and in. The Beatniggers fell asleep. Crespin just drove right by him. 30-22. Here is Wailert. She traveled in the backcourt.
That's what I referred to earlier. She was trying to run to it, and we got to jump stop when we catch the ball so that we don't travel.
32.5 seconds to go. Valley's led by as many as 11. They're up by 8. And they'll have the basketball with Haley Hutton. Dribbling the ball across midcourt. She made a huge defensive play here, and then Valley converted on the offensive end, so that could be a 4-point swing. On the outside left to Crespin. In fact, it is. At the top, dribbling against White, retreating. Back out to Chacon. 15 seconds to go. With the basketball, offense, right of the lane. Back out to Bridget Hutton. Hutton retreats with 9 seconds to go. In the left corner to Crespin. Crespin dribbles to her right. Gets a pick for Bridget Hutton. Here's offense to Crespin. Dribbles left baseline. 2 seconds to go all the way. Shot blocked and a bounce by White. 1.1 seconds to go. Valley to throw it in. And here comes Abby Wehrman into the game. Places Corey Offet. And Haley Hutton to throw it in. They're looking for the cheap basket here, I'm sure. Hutton looking. Still looking. To Dellenbach. Right baseline shot is short. Check that was Hutton. And that's the end. That was Bridget Hutton of the third part. Plus 22 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com. It'll be Melissa Wailert, Shelby Wolliver, Emma Morrison, Kristen Berg, and Alex White as we head to the fourth. John Beltran, joined by Jen Goodall. Valley leading 30-22. Hutton, Haley Hutton, Abby Wehrman, Courtney Chacon, and Michaela Valley. Haley Hutton with the basketball.
They're running their little 4-out, 1-in. Now they're going high-low.
Valley Preston at the free throw line for Bridget Hutton. Back out Haley Hutton, 3. Air ball, and it's out of bounds. Brush basketball. The big thing, we've got to play the type of defense they did in the opening quarter. That's the only way they'll win this game because the offense has produced 2 points, 7 points, and 9 points. No double-digit quarters yet. Melissa Wailert double teamed, and then she stripped away. The ball wrestled away by Haley Hutton. Over to Crespin, bounce pass inside. The shot is up and missed by Wehrman, and the rebound is controlled by Alex White. Here is Shelby Wolliver along the right baseline. Wolliver with the basketball. Jump pass back out to Alex White. Straight away. 3, yeah! For Alex White, that's a big shot. The Beatniggers to within 5, 30-25, 7:08 to go. It's that third quarter run. The first 52 seconds, Valley scored those 8 points, and that's really the big difference so far. Just a very short stretch in this game. Crespin, 3, off the back of the rim. She gets her own rebound, puts it back up and scores. The Beatniggers have done a poor job in this second half against Crespin. 9 points in a quarter. Baseball pass to Berg on the bounce, over to Emma Mortensen, 22-25 Valley. Waiter, 3 in the air, off the back of the rim. And the ball is rebounded by Bridget Hutton. That's her 4th rebound. To Haley Hutton, 6:37 to go in the game. Valley 32, Brush 25. Haley Hutton against Shelby Wolliver. Dribbles to her left, spins in the lane, and her jump shot is missed. Blocked out of there, actually, by Kristen Berg. Tried to force it up there, maybe trying to draw the foul. Wolliver with a basketball. Now to Alex White. Beatniggers can make this a 4-point game with a 3. White picks up the dribble. In the right corner for Mortensen. Mortensen back out to Wolliver. Wolliver dribbles to her right, bounce pass right baseline to White. Overhead pass to Berg, little 15-footer. That's well short. And the rebound's controlled by Chacon. Foul from behind by Berg. That'll be the second team foul against the Beatniggers, and Berg's 3rd personal. And Chacon has 7 rebounds in the game, and Abby Wehrman to throw it in. Jet at this point. 4th personal, for Berg. At this point, you cannot settle for those jump shots.
No, and I thought, they had some success driving in a little bit and then kicking out. So if they go back, should cause Valley to collapse a little bit.
Haley Hudson with 5:56 to go in the game. Valley leads Brush 32-25. At the top for Chacon with a basketball. On the outside left to Hudson. Bounce pass inside Offet. Free throw line. 15-footer, yes. By Courtney Chacon. Time. All by Valley head coach Justin Kravick. With the score, Valley 34. Brush 25 with 5:43 to go in the game on 1010 KSYR and KSYR.com. Beatnigger basketball, 34-25 Valley, 5.5 to go in the game. Emma Mortensen with a basketball back out to Waiter, straight away to Shelby Wolver. Jump pass in the right corner for Crates, bounce pass to Berg. Turns, shoots, misses off the back of the rim. Good look by Kristen Berg, the rebound to Michaela Crespin. And Valley in firm control with 5:15 to go. They've led by as many as 11. Beatniggers did make it a 5-point game. Valley has countered by scoring the last 4 points of this game. Crespin near the top of the basketball. Cross court to Hutton. Hutton looking to her right, dribbling to her left. Now back out to Chacon. 5 minutes to go from Gilchrist. In the lane, and it looked like a walk there off the feet from Hutton, and Courtney Chacon did travel. That is turnover number 10 for Valley.
And that was a good job of Kristen Berg keeping her feet so she didn't pick up that 5th foul.
And a steal by Hutton all the way. Benson misses off that pass from Wolliver. The other way, here come the Beatniggers. Here is Berg all the way. Pankson, she missed the shot. Rebound to Mortensen, goes back up and out. And the ball is loose to the floor, and it's controlled by Haley Hutton. Well, the Beatniggers can't catch a break right now. The other way, here's Valley. That could have been a 7-point game, but instead it's still 34-25, 4.5 to go. Down low, Offet, double team, back out to Chacon. On the outside right, Hutton fakes that shot, dribbles to her left. Waiter nearly tips it away. Hutton maintains the dribble. Overhead pass, cross court to Chacon. Penetrates left baseline. Cut off by Crates. Kicks it back out to Crespin. Back out to Chacon to the outside left. Down low, Offet. Dribbles over to Chacon. Straight away to Haley Hutton. And we are down to 4 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the game. Valley 34, Brush 25. On the high right, Crespin, 3 in the air, is off the back of the rim, but the rebound is controlled by Chacon. Back out to Bridget Hutton. Shot is up, and that's no good. Bailey Crates has the rebound for the Beatniggers, and we've got a whistle. The ball is knocked out of bounds. Alex White checks right back in for Brush, replacing Melissa Waiter. It's Berg, Mortensen, White, Crates, and Wolliver for Brush, and they desperately need offense, down by 9 with 3:51 to go in the game.
And here's the diamond press that we were talking about. So the back person just plays center field, get a tip on the ball, get a steal.
And there's the steal, and it's put up and in by Corey Offet. The Beatniggers now have committed 20 turnovers in the game, 36-25, 3:37 to go. White at the top for Wolliver. Dribbling to her right, bounce pass in the corner for Crates. Crates right in the lane to Mortensen. Now to Berg, she banks and misses. In and out, the ball is knocked out of bounds by Mortensen. The Beatniggers have had 2 of the last 3 shots just swirl around and miss. Emily Dellenbach back in for Valley, and the Vikings with a 36-25 lead. Brush boys leading in the third quarter. We had the halftime score of 26-15 in Brush over Valley. On the outside right, Chacon with a basketball. Right of the lane for Offet, back out to Chacon. On the outside left, Hutton down low for Offet. Bounce pass to Courtney Chacon. On the outside left to Haley Hutton. She dribbles towards the timeline, back out to Offet, now to Haley Hutton. On the outside left to Bridget Hutton. 2:55 to go in the game. And we've got a offensive foul against Bridget Hutton, an illegal screen. That's her first. Turnover is number 11 for Valley, but the Beat Diggers have 9 more turnovers. And check that against Haley Hutton. But initially he said that it was Bridget Hutton. Shelby Walliver on the bounce pass on the outside right to White. Beat Diggers have got to score on every possession right now. Berg in the lane to Mortensen. Mortensen looking, spinning it back out to White. Outside left to Walliver. 2:37 to go. Brush trails 36-25. Mortensen in the right corner with a basketball. Looking. He's going to have to kick it back out. Does to White. Now on the left. Walliver wide open 3. Goal for Shelby Walliver, but the Beat Diggers need a lot more of those. They've only got 6 points in the entire quarter. And they're down 36-28, 2:19 to go. The Beat Diggers might have to extend the game by fouling. And the Beat Diggers have committed just 2 team fouls here in the second half. On the outside right, Chacon with the basketball, dribbling right to the lane. Back out to Haley Hutton. Hutton with 2:05 to go now. Back out to Chacon. On the outside left to Hutton. Hutton against White, gets a pick. Over to Bridget Hutton. Dribbles right baseline, pulls up, and the shot is blocked by Mortensen, but she got a piece of the wrist. Bridget Hutton to the line. Emma Mortensen commits her first foul.
And again, Valley just keeps switching their offensive set. They go 5 out, they go 4 out, 1 in, they go high-low with the 3 out and the 2 in. So Beat Diggers have to do a lot of communicating.
And the first free throw is off the back of the rim and good. It took a high bounce and it went through. Accidents or illness can strike at any time, day or night, when they do every second counts. As a Level 3 Trauma Center, Colorado Plains Medical Center can handle any kind of emergency. Colorado Plains Medical Center, bringing quality care to the community. Second free throws in the air, and she back-rimmed that. And Kristen Berg has her 8th rebound in the game. On the outlet to Waiter, cross-court to White. On the outside, let Beat Diggers need buckets on every possession. Here is Waiter to the lane. The runner from 15 is back-rim, and the rebound to Waiter. And when she fouled, she traveled. Well, the Beat Diggers have just committed what is their 21st the Brush timeout. Brought to you by Greg Mullen at State Farm Insurance. Let the State Farm Insurance office of Greg Mullen and Brush help you find the best policy to fit your life. Home, auto, life, and health. State Farm Insurance is there for you and your family. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Well, let's see if we can get an update from the Schwami. In Brush. Here we've got a minute 43 to go, 37-28 in favor of Valley. And the Vikings will have basketball. And Ken Chen, you play a 32-minute game, but in this game, 52 seconds to begin the third. That's it. It's an 8-0 run. I mean, all the momentum went Valley's way. And at that point, even though the Beat Diggers drew to within 5, when you don't get over the hump, and we saw that with the Brush boys on Monday night, you're just hanging around, but you're really not threatening to win the game, and that's what's happening here tonight as well.
Well, and I think, you know, they're going to learn a lot from this game, and it's going to come at a price, but it's going to help them for the Sterling game coming up.
Well, Sterling won't be till February the 19th, but that's going to be the top team in the Patriot League. You're right, along with Valley. The bounce pass in the backcourt for Hutt. She was slapped over there by Walliver, and there was no foul called. And that foul should have been called. That was a clear foul. I mean, I know the fans have thought that maybe the calling of the foul is a little bit imbalanced, but that was a clear foul on Walliver that was not called. So, well, and Shelby stopped here.
Shelby just went over and apologized to her. So
yeah, she got her right across the eye. The friendly staff at High Plains Bank in Wiggins can assist you with a home loan, equity line of credit, commercial loan, or checking account. To receive hometown service in a higher plane, visit High Plains Bank in Wiggins. And Haley Hutton is out. Emily Dellenbach is back in. Offense bounces into the backcourt to Chacon underneath the basket. Dribbles against Walliver. Chacon handles the ball very well. Overhead pass to Crespin. 3-on-2. Bounce pass. Dellenbach all the way. And her shot is blocked by Kristen Berg. And the ball is loose to the floor. Still loose. There should be a tie-up between Craich and one of the Vikings in Chacon. Possession arrow goes to the Beat Diggers. With a minute 23 to go.
And that was a great block by Kristen. She's got 4 fouls, so she has to be very careful. She kept her body separated, and she just rolled it off the back of it.
Crates to Wolliver. Can't get double-teamed over there along the right baseline. Wolliver jump pass towards Waiter. Into the front court to Crates. You have a 3-on-2. On the outside left to Berg. Beatnickers now need threes. Wolliver straight away. Waiter, can she make the 3? That is well short up the bottom of the rim. Rebound to Crates. She banks off the side of the backboard. Crates again. Bounce pass to Berg. And we've got a foul. The foul on Corey Offet. And for Offet, that's her third. It's the team's 5th.
Good job by Bailey Crates, just hustling and working hard in there. She's going after everything, following her own shot.
But only a minute 2 to go, and the Beatnickers have not had much offense in this game. Crates with the basketball, bounce pass to Berg, right to the lane. She puts it up and misses, and the rebound put back up and in by Wolliver. She's fouled, but only 55.8 seconds to go. And the foul was committed by Courtney Chacon. So let's see if Wolliver, who's got 5 points in the quarter and 8 in the game, can make this a 2-possession game. Then the Beatnickers are going to have to generate some steals. So Wolliver to shoot a big free throw. You don't have to close on your house alone. Northern Colorado title at 130 West Kiowa and Fort Morgan will provide you with a stress-free closing in and out. And we have a foul. I think Crates went over the back. Yep, Crates went over the back. And that's going to be her first foul. Jen, we've seen a free throw and 2 jumpers go around and out. And the Beatnickers need everything they can get. Another timeout brought to you by Greg Mullen and State Farm Insurance. We'll keep it right here for home, auto, life, and health. Give Greg Mullen a call, 842-4555. Meanwhile, in Brush, where the Beatnickers right now lead with 1:13 to go in the third. Brush leading Valley 41-24. So it looks like the boys have that game pretty secure, but here Valley has the game secure. They're leading by 3 possessions with the ball with 54.6 seconds to go, 37-30.
Well, and we're going to have to, if they're going to make an attempt at this, they're going to have to play deny defense. So they're going to have to deny Valley the inbound ball, somehow creating steal opportunity.
Berg, Wailert, White, Wolliver, and Crates for Brush. It is Britt Hutton, Corey Offet, Courtney Chacon, along with Michaela Crespin and Abby Wehrman, and they break the press very easily across midcourt. Offet with the basketball. Beatnickers have got a foul right of the lane. Bounce pass back out to Chacon. Now here is Bridget Hutton. On the outside right to Chacon. Pass to Offet. Offet to her right, 36 seconds to go. Beatnickers are going to have to extend the game by fouling. Left baseline to Wehrman, and they still have 2 fouls to give. And now White fouls Corey Offet. And White has committed her second foul, but it's only the 15th foul. Need 2 more to get them to the line. Yeah, this is going to be virtually impossible at this point, and now we have a full timeout. 29 seconds to go in the game. It's Valley 37, Brush 30 on 1010 KSRR and KSRR.com. All right, the Vikings with a basketball and fouled in the backcourt. Shelby Wolliver is going to be careful. Almost looked like an intentional foul. Wolliver commits her second as Michaela Crespin was dribbling the basketball. 16 foul, 26.2 seconds to go. And Bridget Hutt to throw it in the backcourt to Michaela Crespin. Got a foul her immediately. Can't wait. Took 2 seconds to commit that foul by Mariah Brown. That's her first 17th foul. Yeah, you can't have that indecision. You got to know exactly what you're doing out there. You can't allow. They essentially committed 2 fouls in about 5 seconds. You almost have to do that immediately once the ball is inbounded.
Right.
Especially from a half-court situation. This wasn't after a made basket.
Well, and they took Alex White out and Kristen Berg out just so they didn't get their 5th, and now they can use them on offense here. So that was a good move.
Michaela Crespin with a 1-and-1. The free throw is up and in. Valley 38, Brush 30, 24 seconds to go in the game. The Beatnickers have got Wailert and Wolliver. They can hit the 3-pointer. Second free throw is in and out. Bailey Crates grabs her 7th rebound. On the outlet to White. Needs 3 very quickly here. White with 18 seconds to go. To Crates in the right baseline towards the corner. Beatnickers taking way too much time. John Beltran and Jen Goodall back from Valley High School in Gilcrest. Welcome to the Beat Digger post-game show as we lost you for the last minute of the game. It's all brought to you by Buildings by Design and Brush, taking pride in their workmanship and quality of their relationships with clients. For a free bid, call Pat Walter, 842-5837. Building today's business, Buildings by Design. Valley wins the game 39-30 as Brush led 6-2 after one, but trailed at the break 13-13. Valley scored 8 points in the first 52 seconds of the third, outscored Brush 16-9 for a 30-22 lead, and then outscored the Beat Diggers by 1 in the fourth, 9-8 to win by 9. The Beat Diggers tonight were led by Shelby Wolliver with 8 points, 7 for Alex White. Melissa Whaler was 6, 4 apiece for Bailey Craich and Kristen Berg, and 1 free throw for Emma Mortensen. Valley got 15 points in the game from Michaela Crespin, and you'll remember, Jen, she started that 8-0 run with a wide-open three, and that really set the tone for the first minute of the third quarter, which really separated Valley from Brush. 8 points from Corey Offet, 7 in the game by Haley Hudson. Then you had 4 points by Courtney Chacon, Bridget Hutton with 3, Emily Dellenbach with 2. Valley was grabbing a lot of rebounds, but in the end it was pretty even. Brush with 30 rebounds, and they had 8 of those from Berg, 7 from Craich, 29 for Valley, 8 of those from Chacon, and 7 from Corey Offet. However, the turnovers were a huge difference in this game. Brush had 22, Valley 11. Jen, you could break that down, but I don't think we need to say more. I think that tells the story right now.
Yeah, I think that they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, look at some things, because you refer to Sterling as being one of the top teams as well. So they've got to make sure that they take care of those little things that are being their little nemesis right now.
Both teams shot 40% for the free throw line, but a big difference there. Brush was 2 out of 5. Valley was 6 out of 15. As the Valley Vikings improved to 9-2 overall, 3-0 in Patriot League play. The Beat Diggers are now sitting at 2-1 in league play, 6-5 overall. The Beat Digger boys do lead in Brush over Valley going to the fourth quarter, 43-24. Jen and I will be back at it on Tuesday, 6:30 in Easton when the boys take on the Reds. Sound engineer and producer for tonight's contest. Great job done by Rose Condas. Thanks as well to Alan Lanz, who assisted with some of our issues as well. For Jen Goodall, I'm John Beltran. The final score from Gilcrest in this girls basketball game tonight, it was Valley 39, Brush 30 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.